Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Christy and I am joined today by my cousin Danny. She's not really my cousin, but I call her my cousin. So we're on a camping trip out west. I have mentioned it a little bit on Instagram. I might have posted a video already about our trip. I'm not sure what order I'm going to do these. We thought it would be helpful to give you guys some tips and tricks for your camping experience. Now, our trip was very much mostly camping, but also staying at hotels and Airbnbs because I'm a baby and this is my first major camping experience, going to a lot of parks and whatnot. So for every 2 nights we camped, we would then stay a night at an Airbnb or hotel. Gucci gang.
Yep.
So that's kind of what we did from the time we left Chicago and traveled through, camped through a bunch of different states. Now we're in Yellowstone, we're ending up in Denver. That's what we did. The weather has truly been wild, and I think that this is a big thing to consider when packing for the trip, is that we've experienced a whole gamut of weather. In the Badlands in South Dakota, we had 101-degree weather, which was very hot.
Well, yeah, because the real feel was 106?
Yeah, the real feel was 106. It was disgusting.
I've never sweat so much. I mean,
It was disgusting. Sweating bullets.
Buckets. Like stand up and there's a puddle.
Yeah, it was disgusting.
Yeah, it was
disgusting.
It was
so we had that in South Dakota. And then by the time we got to Glacier in Montana, it was so cold and chilly. We were wearing sweatpants, jackets.
The first night was rough.
First night was rough.
First night was rough.
It was very windy. It didn't stop winding. It was windy.
It felt like we were in a wind tunnel for 12 hours straight. I've never experienced it wasn't windy. It was wind.
It was just wind.
It was wind.
We were surrounded by wind.
Yeah.
And so we were in the tent, freezing our butts off,
whole thing.
literally wrapped in multiple blankets, tons of layers, wearing hats, beanies to sleep. And it was just so cold and loud. So with that in mind, you have to dress for all weathers and occasions if you are doing this kind of trip. If you're doing the Badlands up to Glacier down to Yellowstone, you should definitely plan for all types of weather. We are going to give you a brief overview of some packing tips for you personally, and then focus more on what we brought for the camping experience itself, plus just a couple tips from our experience now that our trip is ending. Before we get into that though, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so below. It really does help me out. Okay, briefly, the packing.
Briefly
briefly for your personal packing.
No.
We're gonna breeze right through it. Shoes. I don't think you need to bring sneakers. All we used on this trip were hiking boots, rubber sandals or slides, and we each brought a cute pair of shoes. We have not worn them yet.
They're for Denver.
But they're for Denver when we're staying at a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, and living our best lives in Denver. So really, I think that's all you need, in my personal, humble, beginner opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, so comfy clothes. Comfy shorts, comfy pants. For me, it's bike shorts and sweatpants. For you, it could be leggings and running shorts, whatever. T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, a sweatshirt, socks. I did a mix of ankle socks that I could wear with my cute shoes and my hiking boots, as well as thicker socks for when it's cold out. Your toiletries, obviously. Sunscreen, bug spray. I'd bring a hat and a beanie. Hat for the sun, beanie for if it's cold. Lip balm and body lotion. Body lotion is something we did not bring initially, and we were desperate for it.
We were hurting for it.
We were hurting for it. We finally got it. I don't know what took so long. But
well, it's shocking because normally I always have hand lotion.
Yeah.
And it was
right. Yeah.
I think the Badlands really dried us out.
Yeah, it was dry there. I would bring a towel, especially one that is quick to dry. I will link Danny's below. Actually, I'm gonna link a ton of stuff that we actually had on our trip with us in the description, so that it is easy for you guys to shop if you are looking for anything for a camping trip. I'll just put it all below in the description. I would bring a refillable water bottle, a backpack, and a small easy purse, books and cards, because you will use both, headphones, a sleeping mask, because let me tell you, the sun does not go down until 11 p.m. out here, and it comes up at 5 a.m. Fully up at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I don't even know what time the sun rises, because I'd wake up at 5 and the sun was up.
Right.
Not shadowed, it was up.
It was up,
not
fully
rising.
Up in the sky.
It was up.
Which, again, we are on this trip end of May, early June, so just for context of that. I brought one sweatshirt and one lighter fleece jacket. I feel like that was a good call. And then obviously you're gonna bring whatever you feel you need on a camping trip, but that was kind of the general things I felt like we used a lot of. We'll talk more about the tips regarding that towards the end of the video. Let's cover the car comfort section. That's a little bit what I call the next section, car comfort. So for car comfort, here are some tips and tricks. One is to have a seat cushion for your butt. Danny has a really nice one in her car. I really like it. It just helps, I feel like, strengthen, I don't know what it does.
It's for my lumbar. It's lower back.
Your lumbar.
It's for my lower back.
It's for your lower back, and it makes a difference because I actually get lower back pain when I'm in the car for a long time, and it really helped. So I would get something like that. Again, I will link that with everything else. Another tip is to keep the cooler and snacks within the passenger's reach. We've made this mistake countless times. Countless. Every time we get in the car and we're driving to our next destination, we're like, wish I had a snack.
She says we.
Yeah, it's me. I wish I had a snack.
I'm pulled over on the side of the road so Christy can get to the
chips.
Fritos specifically.
I'm literally like, I'm ravenous. Because usually we don't eat breakfast before we go. So then it's like noon and I'm like starving to death. So then to death, and then I want a snack and I can't reach it. So keep that stuff within reach. Definitely bring refillable water bottles. Keep your plastic water bottles, refill those whenever you can. You will have water at your campsites. If you stay at a hotel or Airbnb, you can refill them there. I would just keep refilling water as you can so you have it with you in the car. The final thing I would do for car comfort is to keep a hat within arm's reach, especially if you have a sunroof. Since the sun is out for so long, I feel like it feels really strong, even though I don't know, for some reason I thought it wouldn't be up here as much, but it is. So if you're fair like me especially, keep a hat within reach to keep the sun off your scalp and off your face in the car. This is when things are gonna get real. We're talking about what to pack for the campsite. Again, I will link everything below. First of all, you need a tent. No shit, Sherlock. You need a tent. We actually brought 2 tents. By we, I mean Danny. Danny brought 2 tents. Give us your feedback on the tents.
So what we had brought 2, one is standable. You can stand up in it.
Which is nice.
And the other one's more like a tent.
Yeah, like you just put your sleeping bag. You sleep in it.
You sleep in it.
Yeah.
It's a 2-person sleeper. So we had the tall stand-up one in Glacier when we were
in the wind tunnel.
Freezing.
Frigid.
Frigid. Frigid. In my opinion, I think you should invest in just one good tent. Just invest in a good tent that can be warm.
Yeah.
And the stand-up isn't worth it.
Yeah.
I don't think the stand-up tent's worth it.
Well, and I especially don't think the stand-up tent is worth it if you have the car space to keep your stuff in the car. Danny has a large Toyota 4Runner, so we're literally able to keep our suitcases, our cooler, everything at easy access in the car. If you're traveling in something smaller, that might be a little bit more annoying to deal with. Yeah. But I do agree that I feel like just like splurging for like the really good quality tent is just going to make you more comfortable in the long run. Yeah. Garbage bags. I should probably have categorized this section, but garbage bags. You need a lot of garbage bags. Yeah. A lot of garbage bags.
If you're being responsible.
Which be responsible. You don't
be responsible. Don't be an asshole.
Please don't. Don't have the grizzlies come and attack the camp.
And these places are beautiful. Don't litter.
I know. Please don't litter. Oh my God. For some reason, I felt like I wanted to see if a grizzly was behind us. An air mattress. Danny and I slept one night in the tent without an air mattress.
We were like,
one night on the ground, and we're like,
absolutely.
We're not doing this anymore.
We went to Walmart and got an air mattress.
We went to a Walmart in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Another story, but we got a air mattress and
a battery pump.
A battery pump. So make sure it's battery operated, or you're going to be SOL. But get a air mattress because honestly, it's going to make a world of difference on your sleep quality. Sleeping bags. First and foremost, before you go on your trip, make sure you fit into your sleeping bag. Danny and I got into our sleeping bags the first night at our first campsite, and we tried to zip them, and they were too small on us. I don't know if they were youth size.
It didn't advertise as youth, or I don't know.
Or maybe we just need men's extra
I need a big and tall.
Like, yeah,
big and tall
sleeping bag. Because
we couldn't. I'm a tosser and turner. I'm a side sleeper.
Me too.
And
it was like, toss and
like a coffin mummy on your back. You're not.
I literally had to zip it on the side and then flip my whole body with the zipper underneath me to stay inside of the sleeping bag.
So we also got the air mattress. We got another sleeping
bag with the air mattress. Things were going great in South Dakota. So make sure your sleeping bag...
We were still working out the kinks.
We were. And that was good. It was early on. Just make sure you fit in your sleeping bag. You need a cooler, a large one, because you will need a lot of stuff if you are making food at your campsite. Danny was talking about getting one with wheels. Just because it's hard to get in and out of the car, and it's easy.
Once you get it out, you don't have to like physically 2-hand carry it.
Right. You can just wheel that puppy. Yeah. Pop a wheelie. Move it over to your campsite. A portable stove. We had a portable stove. I really like the one that you got. I feel like that is a necessity because some things are just way easier to cook on a portable stove than a fire. Like trying to make coffee in a percolator, for example.
Eggs are a pain on the fire.
So it was really nice, especially on days where we were leaving the campsite and moving on to our next location. You don't really want to start a fire and have to like worry about making food. It was nice to bust out the portable stove and we could just make some eggs, a little sausage, a little coffee, and get on our way. So definitely recommend a portable stove.
Well, and also it'd be nice. We didn't have, knock on wood, we haven't had this issue yet, but if it were raining, it'd be a lot easier to like cook under a tarp.
Yeah. No, that's so true. We also brought a Dutch oven, which 10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah.
We made a lot of stuff with that. If you try to make campfire nachos, though, make sure you line it with aluminum foil.
A lot of things. Try
use
to
that
line it with
aluminum
foil if
foil.
you can. If you can.
Learn that lesson the hard way. We didn't even think about it.
And I brought the actual skillet,
Yeah, cast iron skillet.
and we didn't touch it.
Yeah, we didn't touch it.
So
I would definitely pick the Dutch oven over the cast iron skillet. I would bring one or the other. You don't need both. Honestly, if you're bringing one pan, I would bring the Dutch oven and just call it a day. Cook everything in that if you can. Well, I guess no, if you're going to bring the portable stove, you need the little...
yeah, so I just brought like a little small like egg frying pan type size, and then just like a small pot. We did pasta in it one night when I did mac and cheese.
Oh my gosh, campfire mac and cheese was phenomenal. We also brought a mountain pie maker. I'm going to show a picture of that or a video of that in case anybody doesn't know what that is. Is that a Pennsylvania thing?
I don't know, because I bring it up to people in the Navy, and
Everyone's like, what the hell
some
is a
people
mountain
do
pie?
kind of know, but by a different name, and but it's a lot of them don't.
Yeah. We brought a mountain pie maker. We did use it.
Yeah.
It's just that along with this bad boy, which we brought for cooking sausages and marshmallows. Both are very bulky and cumbersome and honestly super annoying.
Right, and they seem like they're thin, but like then they get really dirty.
They get so dirty and they fall out of the car and you have to just worry about where they are and it's just annoying. So we actually got a retractable, we got a retractable fork instead, and it's super lightweight, can retract, super easy to clean. This is much easier to pack and keep with us. And the mountain pie maker, Danny was trying to make mountain pies with just foil. It turned out pretty good.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of ways to save yourself from bringing the whole maker. If you just make like a foil packet, it's kind of the same idea. Just toss it in the fire.
So that was something that we brought but probably did not need necessarily. We did use it, but you definitely need to bring chairs. Love the chairs that Danny brought. Again, as you can tell, Danny's a real MVP of this trip. She did it all, truly. She got these amazing chairs. I'm gonna insert a clip. They're super comfy, have a little cup holder for your drinks. They have a little side pocket where you can keep all of your necessities. So those are very nice.
Little coolers.
Little coolers. You can keep a little snack in there if you want. Bring a hammock. Danny brought a hammock. She's been using that a lot. We would also, the refillable water jug. This has been the real MVP. You just fill it, it folds down and you just refill it at your campsite. And it is the easiest, best thing ever. We use it to put out the fire. We use it to refill our water, wash hands, wash off dishes. It's really the best. I feel like we've used up the most of anything we've brought, probably.
Just like for like quick rinsing of anything.
We also brought a utensil set, and that proved to be very handy, though we weren't very good about keeping track of the forks
We've already
and
lost
spoons.
the tongs.
Don't know where the tongs are.
No.
I honestly don't know where.
I don't know where anything
is. We are at the end of our trip, though, so...
We made it pretty far.
We did.
Yeah.
But it was a nice thing to have. It was a very nice thing to have. It comes with spatula, tongs, knife, all these different things.
I mean, honestly, for what I paid for it would almost be worth like the carrier aspect of it, like just the bag, and then just slowly kind of put utensils that you prefer.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them like metal tipped.
Yeah, which is hard with.
It's pain in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah. Drea, my bestie, my sister, Danny's cousin.
Actual cousin.
Drea got Danny a tent fan with a light because Danny has to sleep with a fan. So that actually was a game changer, though.
And it's battery powered.
It's battery powered. It provides light in your tent. So we hung it from the tent, so it was pointing down like this. So the fan was going toward us. You could turn the light on. We've used this every single night.
Yeah.
So 10 out of 10 would recommend that bad boy. We also recommend a lantern. You want to grab the lantern? This thing we've been using a ton. So this has multiple settings. You can use this to charge your phone in a pinch. It has a little USB cord here.
It's a power bank.
Yeah, it's a power bank. What's really nice is that it's a flashlight, but it also functions as a lantern. And this has 2 different color modes, which is super duper nice. One is blinding and one is mood lighting. Ooh, blinding, mood lighting, or flashlight. Ooh. So we use that a ton, but of course we also have just like regular flashlights too. You can never have too many, especially because that has to be charged. So we do have some battery powered ones as well. You need a first aid kit, You need biodegradable dish soap. I mentioned aluminum foil already.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say that those are probably the main things that we had for our campsite, right? Do you think anything else I'm missing?
You definitely need a tarp for your tent. I'm looking at that.
Oh yeah, tarp for your tent.
Anything else, just kind of preference of what you like to.
Yeah, definitely.
Like to have.
So we do have some tips and tricks for you guys. Okay, can you guys tell that I'm a Hufflepuff and Danny's a Slytherin? Also, it's getting dark out. I'm still wearing my sunglasses. I look so bad I can't take them off. Okay, here are the tips and tricks. 1, you need to get firewood at each campsite. You cannot bring it from place to place. Danny taught me that. I did not know that. Like, you can't bring wood from the Badlands to Glacier. They don't want things to get infested. I don't know. Cross-contamination, something like that.
Invasive species.
Invasive species, if you will. This next tip is something that is important to me because I like to check out the scene on the stops when we're on the road trip. I would try to plan your stops and where you want to go on the stops as much as in advance as you can. It's good because you don't waste any time on the drive, and then you can find some cool, highly rated local spots. Like, we went to this coffee shop in Rapid City, South Dakota, and we're still talking about it because the lattes we had there were so mind-blowingly good.
It was the milk.
The milk was
South Dakota.
Oh my gosh.
South Dakota's trash.
South Dakota is trash. No offense if you live in South Dakota if you're from there.
You're right.
No offense.
It's lovely. The milk, the dairy.
Whatever
Whatever dairy you guys are putting out,
phenomenal.
keep it up.
I would go back to Rapid City
I'll
just
go
for
back
that
to
latte.
South Dakota just for the milk.
So, because of that, I like to plan those things out. I like to check out the scene, different coffee shops and stuff on our stops. So it's nice to do that ahead of time, especially because you lose service on your phone on these long drives. It's pretty rural out here.
It depends on where you're going, but where we were was, we would go an hour.
Or more with no service.
Nothing.
So keep that in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is I feel like we both overpacked a little given the fact that we were going to buy souvenir t-shirts and sweatshirts and whatnot. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I could have probably brought 2 t-shirts.
I could have brought almost nothing but pants.
Yeah. Because we got like the cutest stuff at the Badlands.
So many t-shirts, long sleeves,
oh my gosh,
hoodies.
So many cute things, and we want stuff from our trip, and that's the kind of stuff we like to get on trips. And if that's not your thing, then
if shopping isn't your thing, shop. Well, we should have known. We know ourselves better. We should have not brought as much clothes in our suitcases and just planned on buying things. If that's not your style, definitely pack what you need to bring. We also did laundry. We've done laundry multiple times, so we did limit our packing. I would say we did limit ourselves. We're each in one suitcase.
Yeah,
it's not like we overpack. I mean,
right.
I shouldn't say we didn't overpack, but we weren't ridiculous about it.
Right. But we could have brought less.
Still could have streamlined a lot.
Yeah. So keep that in mind if you're going to shop on your trip. Another little tip is to keep all of your toiletries in one bag. If you are camping, you will be using a restroom facility for showering, using the restroom, brushing your teeth, and all that stuff. So keep it all in one bag, and it's very easy to carry. This was something that we did not bring of our own accord, but we bought them on the road. When we were in South Dakota, we stopped at this store and bought these adorable fleece blankets. And we've ended up using them literally nonstop. Yeah. Like, we use them by the fire, we use them at night to sleep with. So I guess that is one thing I would recommend bringing is some sort of blanket that is easy to pack.
Not just your sleeping bag.
Right. Bring like a blanket. It's nice to have by the fire, especially if it's chilly out where you are traveling. Yeah, for sure. I mentioned the sleeping mask before. I think we talked about it. I like that because if the second the light comes out, I can't sleep anymore, and I'm already not sleeping very well.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a tent. So I like to have a sleeping mask so I at least can get a little bit of shut-eye. I think that the biggest tip that we will leave you with is that organization is key. We've been on the road, how long is this trip in total? 10 days?
No.
11? 12?
I mean, by the time you leave or up to this point?
Until I leave.
Almost, like 12 days?
Like 12 days. So organization is key, and I feel like that's something that we really didn't think about from the get-go.
It's not that we didn't think about it. It's just, you can't really prepare.
Yeah.
You can't really prepare. I mean,
you can't prepare unless you do it, I guess.
You can't really know what to expect until you do it.
Yes.
So in hindsight, we know how to organize better.
Yes, absolutely. So one thing that we would definitely recommend for organizing is to keep a tote at easy access at all times that includes the things that you absolutely will need at the campsite. My list includes garbage bags, paper towels, bug spray, lighter fluid, matches, Lysol wipes, hand sanitizer, and sandwich bags. A lot of those things are little things that I'm getting tucked into other things, but you need them.
But we need them all the time.
I'm constantly was going into the car to get out of the box the sandwich bags, and I'm like, I should just have
or
a little.
Find the garbage bags.
Right, find the garbage bags, and those are things you absolutely are gonna need. Like you'll need sandwich bags for random things for cooking food and have leftovers, but like garbage bags are non-negotiable. Just keep all of that stuff in a little tote that you can just grab as soon as you get to your campsite.
Well, and we always like to start the fire as soon as we showed up.
Yeah.
Too, so we'd be digging for.
Yeah, we're
lighters,
like, where's everything
fluid, fire starter, anything. Right?
Yeah. So definitely keep that handy and easy access once you get to the site. As far as organizing your cooler, I do think that was one thing we constantly were annoyed about is we could not find anything in the damn cooler once we put all of the ice in. So one thing we did last night, which this was Danny's idea, was to kind of categorize them and put them into little Walmart bags that we had. We kept all of
within the cooler.
Right, within the cooler. We had kept a bunch of Walmart bags from our different stops over our road trip journey. And so basically we got them out, categorized everything and popped it in the cooler. And then today it was super easy to find everything. Like I knew all of the meats and cheeses were together and like the sweets and the granola bars were all together. So it was just really easy to find that stuff today. The final organization tip we will leave you guys with is to use large plastic bins for car organization. Yeah. We kind of have a bunch of different little bins. We have a couple different little plastic ones. We have our big cooler. We have a box of like dry food goods. And I feel like that's something we kept saying on this trip was this would be so much easier if we had like two big
just the two
plastic
big plastics. Yeah. It might seem like it'll take up more room, but it'll be easier to not have loose things everywhere taking up more room.
Exactly. Way easier to organize, way easier to get in and out of the car. It's way easier to store in general. Yeah. So I think that's it. Those are all of our little camping tricks and tips for you guys. From two beginners, kind of. Well,
yeah.
From two road trip beginners.
Mm-hmm. New lifestyle.
Danny's moving to Montana. It's fine. She's ready now. She's ready. She's coming out here. I hope those tips were helpful for you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. And then I wave to say goodbye. You lean out. I hate you.